So the Dale Mabry campus has been in the news recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe.
I can't guess what you're going to ask me.
You can answer this however you want. I do understand that the Rays, potentially from an inside source, have asked you to sign an MOU. I won't ask you to validate that or not, but what I would ask is that if there is an agreement that is signed, what does that do to the Dale Mabry campus?
Listen, let me just say...
Welcome to Money Market at Bank of Tampa podcast. We highlight the businesses, expert business advice, the local economy, and points of interest in the Tampa Bay market. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And make sure you hit that like, follow, and subscribe button. And share this episode with a friend or colleague. I'm your host, Owen and LaFave, the Pinellas County Market President for the Bank of Tampa, Tampa Bay's oldest and largest community bank. Today, we're thrilled to welcome a true educational leader who's been shaping the future of Tampa Bay's workforce for well over a decade and a half. Dr. Ken Atwater is the president of what is now Hillsborough College, formerly Hillsborough Community College, which we'll get into, where he's led the institution through transformational changes that ripple across our entire region. Under his guidance, the college has reimagined itself, expanded its workforce programs, and launched cutting-edge initiatives like the brand new FinTech program. Beyond that, he's been a key player in aligning education with the real economic needs of Tampa Bay. We're going to dive into all that and more. Dr. Ken Atwater, welcome to Money Market.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. All right, well, let's start with the name change. We went from Hillsborough Community College to Hillsborough College. I mean, what was the impetus behind the name change?
You know, I know that this community recognized HCC. Mm-hmm. And I know that because I always tell a story about HCC prior to our name change. And if you don't mind, I'll share that story with you. When I was interviewing for this job, I came from Phoenix and I flew into the airport and took a cab.
You like hot weather markets, apparently, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm very good in hot weather. But took a cab down to the Marriott Waterside in preparation for the interview. And quite naturally, I'm coming from Phoenix, not knowing anyone in Tampa. I questioned the cab driver, where are you from and what do you think about Tampa, and just the whole 9 yards. Anything I thought that'd give me a little edge as I go in for the interview. And he said two things to me. He said, first of all, I'm from Tampa and I'm rare. And the first thing I said, thinking to myself, is, I'm rare from Tampa? Okay, now what does that mean?
That could mean, a couple of different things, right? Yeah.
Then I later on understood that he was a native of Tampa. And then the next thing he asked me, well, why are you here? And I said that I am here to interview for the presidency of Hillsborough College. And he said, Hillsborough College. He said, now where is that? And I said, wow. I said, they've got 5 campuses and 3 centers, and they've got over 40,000 students that go there. And I said, one of the main campuses is over by the stadium. You know what he said to me? You mean HCC.
Okay. He didn't know it was Hillsborough Community College. It was HCC.
So the brand was well entrenched in this community.
Yes.
There are 28 two-year colleges in the state of Florida. And one of the trends that's been going on since we've expanded our mission to include baccalaureate degrees is to move away from the name of community. Not change the mission. I want to make sure our mission is still the same. We're doing the same thing. We were the last of the 28 to remove community for our name. So in July of this year, the legislature passed a bill that asked us to change, and we changed to Hillsborough College.
Oh, is that right? So, yeah. I mean, were you not intending to until that legislative change came?
We had looked at it, but they asked us to move it up and do it, and we gladly did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did the staff react to that? Is that something you need to get ahead of to make sure that they're comfortable with it?
You know, this process is going to take us about 3 years to rebrand ourselves.
Okay.
As I said, you'd be surprised. We own almost 3 million square feet of facility.
Wow.
And if you go into buildings here and there, you'd be surprised where the college's name is everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. So
letterhead.
The staff, quite naturally, the older staff reacted saying that why are we doing this? And then ultimately everyone is on board, and we're on board in doing this. So they're adjusting, but the brand will be different. The brand now had been HCC. Now the brand will be Hillsborough College.
Now, do you reduce that to HC? I mean, what's that?
Yes,
you do.
The logo will be reduced to HC.
Okay.
Yeah. But the branding situation will be Hillsborough College.
Got it.
That's the way we will brand ourselves.
Well, and I mean, things are, it's difficult to change.
Things have changed.
I don't want to out one of your staff, but I was at an event earlier this week, and I will say she, and I won't give away any more, but she got up to speak on behalf of the college and talk about, the work you're doing. Mm-hmm. And it just rolled off the tongue.
Right.
Yeah, from him. And she's like, and she corrected herself. Hillsborough College. I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah. Neither am I. I mean, I will say HCC, and then it will roll off. But truly, as time passed, we're getting a lot better. But we're embracing the change.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, we're not too far away from what's now Benchmark International Arena, and I still call it the Ice
Yes,
Palace.
right.
So,
yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm slow to adapt too. Just curious, what's the cost of something like that? Because I will share another personal anecdote. But when Bank of Tampa went over into Pinellas County, we were concerned about the name and how it would be received, and this is 13 years ago now, but we did a market study, looked at the cost, and I forget exactly, but I think it was going to be a couple million with all the signage, and we're like, not worth it. But
this probably, we budgeted about $5 million over the next 3 to 4 years to do this.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, we don't know if we will spend all the $5 million, but we budgeted about $5 million. But it will be in excess of $1 million or $2 million at least. At the very minimum of us doing this.
Now, this was...
I say this because, again, think about this. Just think, where do you see the name Hillsborough Community College, like HCC?
That's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've got to go through the process of making all those changes. That's the reason why we've allocated 3 years for us to make this transition.
Well, I'm sure probably even after you thought you got it all.
Yeah, we'll miss something. Right, we'll miss something. Definitely we will.
Dr. Atwater, we got one more.
Yes, we will.
This was legislative driven, but I mean, is there any requirement to look at the metrics and how the name impact has changed?
Well, I think the reason why the legislator asked us to come in line now is simply because there are 28 of us, and for the state of Florida, we talk about the great 28, and that's the great two-year colleges in the state, and they are great. Mm-hmm. I have to say, they all do an outstanding job. It's where most Floridians pursue higher education in one of the 28 institutions here. I mean, we have over nearly 700,000 students enrolled in our two-year institution, as compared to over 350 or so into the 11 state universities.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so forth. So, and that's all. We just need to be consistent, and our message want to be consistent, and want to make sure there's clarity for everyone who understands in our role and how we relate to each other. Sure. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate the clarity on that, and great metrics on just the enrollment and graduation.
Good.
We are in one of the fastest growing economies here in Tampa Bay, and I know you do a lot of work in the workforce development space.
Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Some of the major industries you focus on? I know healthcare, IT. You got the new FinTech program.
Yeah, well, you hit one, the finance industry. Yeah. But you can imagine, finance, hospitality, and healthcare, we're right in the middle of that. I like to think that the college is a talent pipeline for all the business and industry that come here. Absolutely. So we pride ourselves on working, and we work very closely with the county and the city's Economic Development Council.
Okay.
And when they have what they call people coming in looking for locations for a new job, they're always including us, USF, and the University of Tampa, because they look for us to basically produce the talent. We produce the workforce.
Sure.
Yeah, and let's just talk about, you talked about FinTech, but let me give you another couple of things that we're working on that's coming on. As you can imagine, AI and cybersecurity is high. We're in the process of expanding our AI center and cybersecurity center. We're going to work very closely with USF with their new AI development that's going on. One of the things that I'm really excited about, though, is basically talking about, you may not believe this, but we're starting to do a drone technology program.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And we're going to target towards agriculture, and we're doing it down at our Plant City site. And you'd be surprised on how the use of drone. I was just talking last night to a group of ministers, and one came to me and I announced that we were initiating this new program. And one came to me and showed me a phone and said, I just had my package delivered by a drone.
Yeah, they just started that. Yeah, it's exciting.
And doing that. So it is an opportunity for us to actually get people into the workforce. And that's all we do. We're about getting jobs. That's all it is.
The drone, with the base here, I thought you were going to go in a different direction.
Well, we will do, I will say that. We will also
You're not allowed to talk about it?
No. We'll work with the military.
Okay.
We have a center on MacDill. And quite naturally, we will work with the military as always, to doing that. But right now, we're focused on the agricultural aspect of it. We have looked at a program across the country, one here in Florida and one up in Nebraska, that initiated our conversation in doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're looking to develop the programs in the workforce space, you had mentioned you collaborate with USF and well, now Tampa. There's another name change.
Right.
It's hard to keep track of everybody. And then the employers, the EDC. I mean, how do you identify an employer's need?
Simply talking to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we meet with all our business. Most of the time when you come to look at our program, we have over 200 programs of study at the college.
Wow.
And there's one major program, what most people think is a multiple program, but it's only one, and that's our transfer program. That is people who transfer to the four-year institution, and that's our AA program.
Okay.
But our AS program, primarily, we have business advisory board associated with nearly every one of our AS programs. And they tend to be the voice of business in telling us, are we doing the right thing? How do we need to adjust? Where are the emerging jobs coming, and how can we adjust to do that? A great example of that has been in our transportation industry that we do. We have a robust transportation industry, and we've expanded to heavy equipment and welding. And welding and so forth is doing that. Another good example of that is in the healthcare industry. We recently started the Search Tech program based on industry need. We're doubling the size of our radiology program based on industry need. And all of this is feedback from the healthcare industry that's here. Okay. And the most fun thing, though, recently we started a lineman training program.
Oh, for TICO.
For TICO.
Okay.
Think about this. We have a 4-month lineman training program working with TICO where we're producing linemen. And I don't have to tell you the need for linemen. We do live in a hurricane zone.
Thankfully, we've had
it's been a great year.
Yes.
Great year this year. But the lineman program is a 4-month training program, and literally it gives an opportunity to actually, I think we've had nearly 76 or 80 graduates out of the program already.
No kidding. And over what period of time was that?
We started this, I want to say, probably about a year and a half ago.
Wow, 80 already. Great. Yeah. Yes.
So we're putting people back into jobs that are basically enhancing the economy here in Tampa. Okay. And that's what we focus on. We focus on Tampa. Yes. That is our mission. That is our goal. We want to do things to make Hillsborough County better.
Got it. Are there any gaps right now that have been identified that you're working to backfill?
The major thing is the IT and the AI situation. AI is evolving so rapidly that we're constantly changing to adapt to the needs that's coming out. And so we're looking real close at the AI issue that's going on right now. It's changing. Every day it changes.
How are you using AI at the university? College.
At the college. That's it. I mean, we use it like most businesses. We use it as a tool. It is a tool. We have a statement that is a tool to be used just as we use any other IT tool. It helps us in every aspect, helped us in communication, as you can imagine. We're trying to do an AI system with our EPS system so we can better inform students and keep students informed. Instead of requiring a person to do that, we can do a lot more by touching the 48,000 students that we have out there. Through AI is a lot easier and I'll be honest, a lot more consistent. The message is very consistent all the time.
Now, outside of the actual AI program, is it allowed in the other classes?
Yes. Now, let me tell you what we have to watch about, and this is something we are constantly looking at, is plagiarism. You know, people basically using AI to write papers, as you can imagine. Yeah. We've been fortunate that if you look across the country, there are a couple of software vendors out there that actually detect patterns.
Yes. Yeah.
And when those patterns don't align, you basically ask the student to come in and defend their work, pretty much.
Well, some are a little sophisticated. It was... I actually did a little bit of outreach to somebody about it was a podcast.
Sure.
But asked somebody like this one wasn't pertaining to our interview here, but just said, hey, do you have any questions you think that I could ask this person? I usually do. By the way,
right.
Your group of people are very close. They didn't give me much information other than he's a good guy. This will be a fun conversation.
Okay.
But it sent me back, and it had all the M dashes. It had highlighting, and I'm like, this came from ChatGPT. I could have did that.
Right.
Yeah. It's
I will say we have to embrace the technology. I mean, that is the environment that we're living in, and if we don't, we're really cheating ourselves and our students. More importantly, our students.
Yeah, I mean, and it's part of our life, whether we want.
Yes,
it
is.
It's
here.
It is here. In terms of FinTech, I mean,
sure.
It's close to me because I'm in banking, and I'm seeing.
Think about this. How many banking transactions do you do where it requires some kind of technology use?
Well, it's all of it. Like
all of it. All of it.
We kind of joke that we've been a FinTech company, right?
But why wouldn't we then train you employees that actually understand the technology associated with doing that? Mm-hmm. And that's what FinTech's about. We're the second FinTech program in the 2-year colleges in the state. Miami-Dade's the other one, but by far we see the program growing leaps and bounds. We opened last spring, and right now, this fall, we've got about 26 or 30 students already enrolled in the program. I invite you to come out to our Brandon campus and see where we've developed a laboratory where students a classroom is almost like a replica of the working environment.
That's great.
They're doing.
No, I would love to see that because we just haven't really trained as an industry. We haven't done a good job of training bankers. So
definitely.
Thank you for your work you're doing.
Sure. Sure. And again, it was a great partnership and collaborative partnership. Chase, for example, granted us a $300,000 grant to actually kick the program off.
Yeah, big employer in this market.
Yes.
So, great partner, I'm sure. What degrees do you offer in the FinTech program?
We offer an AS degree and a certification, which is a stepping stone to the AS degree.
Got it.
So just depending, I think the certificate is 30 hours and the AS degree is 60.
Okay.
Okay.
You had mentioned your 5 campuses.
Sure.
What do they all do?
There's a lot of similarity in the work we do, and I talked a little bit about the transfer program. About 60% of our students who come to us enter in the AA program with the design for transfer to the university, and primarily they transfer to the USF.
Okay.
And believe it or not, 87% of the students who come to us live in Hillsborough County. So we attract students only from Hillsborough County, majority of them.
That would make sense. Yeah.
But our 5 campuses, quite naturally, you've probably seen, or most people know about the Dale Mabry campus over by the stadium.
Sure.
But we have a location out in Brandon. Mm-hmm. We have a location in Ybor, and we have a location in Plant City, and we have a location in Ruskin. Our South County.
Ruskin.
Yes.
I've been to them all for various different reasons.
Sure.
I didn't know. Where's the Ruskin?
75 South. Get in the parking lot at 2 o'clock to about 6. Go south at 75. And once you pass that exit, you'll understand.
Is it right off of College? Where is
The campus is located near the expressway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you come, I've forgotten the exit number, but it is close to the expressway. It is our fastest growing campus.
What do you do there?
Mostly transfer education and a couple of workforce training programs. We have an expansion for our healthcare training program there, for example, and we're looking on our next building cycle, we're looking to build a workforce training cycle there that will not only bring nursing education, expand that, and other allied health programs we do, but also hopefully give us an opportunity to do supply chain and logistics out of the building too.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
that would make sense. And probably, do you do some of that work in Plant City too?
Yes, we do.
Close?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Drive down I-4 and look what you see. City, all those warehouses. And
all
stores,
warehouses. Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
So doing that. Yes.
Okay. So Plant City, is there a lot of overlap? I mean, similar programs?
There are similar programs, but not overlap because the people who primarily come to those campuses come from that region.
Okay, so they're close by.
Right, they're real close by.
So they're choosing it because of convenience.
Location, quality of program, and we're accessible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all of those things.
But let me just tell you about Ruskin, though. We opened that campus in like 99 or 2000, and it was built to serve about 2,500, 2,200 students. Mm-hmm. Last fall, they served over, I think, nearly 13,000
Wow.
People.
How do you accommodate that given?
A lot of temporaries. a lot of temporaries. We've added one major structure to that campus, about 45,000 square feet, science and lab building, science building. But we're on, like I say, on our planning scale, we have another major building that's coming on to accommodate. The growth's been phenomenal.
That's tremendous enrollment. I mean, so what's the appropriation process like to get funding for? Because to me, I mean,
our funding comes from two primary sources.
Still for 2,500, you've got 13,000 there. We got a gap. We need some real estate. Our
funding comes from two sources. Basically, we keep all the tuition that come in, so our tuition costs helped us with the funding. And that's about 46% of our budget. The rest come from the state.
Okay.
And basically, state allocation comes, and like I say, there are 28 of us. There's a formula based primarily on FTE, and it determines our allocation according to our FTE. Our FTE is normally around 22,000 students, head count around 48,000. So we're the fourth largest of the 28 that are here. Only Miami-Dade, Broward, and Valencia are larger than us.
Now, you had mentioned, earlier in our conversation just about how many students you serve in the system through the Great 28.
Sure.
Have you seen an influx given the cost of, university education?
By far, yeah. We're growing. I mean, believe it or not, I tell people, since I've been here, we've only had one major enrollment decline at the college, and that was during COVID. Yeah. Well, during COVID, as you can imagine, things changed so dramatically and so forth. And we lost about 5,000 students. And we're back now to almost our pre-COVID enrollment days, around 48,000 students.
That's excellent.
Yeah, for doing that. But that's the same thing on the system. The system is growing. Last year, the system as a whole grew about 6%.
Okay.
And we grew about 3 or 4% in doing that.
Okay. So affordability is an issue. How do you work to keep the affordability down and accessible to, I guess the average student that's interested in going to?
We've not had a tuition increase in almost 12 or 13 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, our cost for education is the same as it was 12 or 13 years ago. How do we keep it down? We try to ensure that we focus only on one thing, that is teaching and learning. We're not a research institution. Okay. And we got a lot of partners to help offset development and cost, like TICO or like Chase that I just mentioned. They've easily stepped up. The healthcare industry has been great to us. They were instrumental in starting our Search Tech program, for example, and the need there. But they've been great to us in supporting us in new program development.
Who do you partner with in that space?
Advent, St. Joe's, Tampa General, Moffitt. Let's just keep all of them. Yeah, HCA, all of them.
Is there, besides the Search Check, is there any other new programs in the healthcare space you're working on?
We do a cardiac catheterization training program too, and Search Tech. And we also have a nuclear medicine program we do. Those are about the newest ones that we've added into our program on the allied health side. We've got 24 different allied health programs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So we were talking about campuses.
Sure.
So the Dale Mabry campus has been in the news recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe.
I can't guess what you're going to ask me.
You can answer this however you want. I do understand that the Rays, potentially from an inside source, have asked you to sign an MOU. I won't ask you to validate that or not, but what I would ask is that if there is an agreement that is signed, what does that do to the Dale Mabry campus?
Listen, let me just say, if there is an agreement, it's no secret that the Rays have been looking at sites for development of a new stadium and complex. Let's just not say a stadium.
Yeah, they want a whole entertainment complex.
Complex. We are one of their sites. And they've been working with us extensively to do an analysis on their site development and our need. I can tell you that if we are selected as one of their sites, we will move only if it's going to be advantageous to the college.
Got it.
And we think there's a great possibility for it to be advantageous for the college.
And being financially advantageous.
Advantageous, not only from that, great partnerships, great relationships. The traffic and flow of people coming into that area will be 10 times more.
Yes.
And give us an opportunity to continue to meet the needs. More importantly, I'm assuming that they will be creating new jobs, new economic impact, and we want to be a part. Like I said, we're the talent development, so
right.
we want to be
sports management,
hospitality. We have a hospitality program. All of those things fit hand in hand, and the opportunity to work with an organization like the Rays in collaborative fashion is something that we think would be advantageous to the college.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's it's interesting. I don't
know about the other stuff you asked about.
I won't dig any further. I mean, what I will tell you is that as they look for various locations.
Sure.
I am excited about the Dale Mabry location, especially given the proximity to Raymond James. And
sure.
Just came back from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
And
Ooh,
yes, which it was chilly. I got lucky. There was a heat wave. They got up to 50. So
yeah, right.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's built in a neighborhood, not too dissimilar from where Raymond James Stadium is. And it's kind of on an island, really. I mean, there's nothing else to do. You have to drive to,
right.
and the ability to have an entertainment complex right there. But my concern would be the integration of
ultimately,
the campus.
All of their conversations so forth about our site analysis is always included that we would be an integral part of the development.
Okay.
That is, that the campus is not moving.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not moving off the site, and we will be an integral part. In fact, they love for us to be there. Think about it. You're building an entertainment position around a ballpark, and we have over 26,000 students coming to that campus daily. So that is a customer base.
Stay for the game.
Stay for the game, go to the restaurants, go to the hotel, or whatever we're going to do. It would be ideal for us. And we think it's a great collaborative effort for us to work with them in doing this. So.
Is your hospitality program based on the Dale Mabry campus? It is.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's convenient.
Yes, it is.
So, what would you say is misunderstood about running a college?
Let's pick one. I will tell you, I don't think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what we do here in Hillsborough County. And I want to talk about Hillsborough, because every college is different. Every two-year college is different. It ought to be reflective of the community they serve. And so every community, is different. I don't think there's a misperception of what we do. And someone asked very simply, what is it that we do? We train people to get jobs. Mm-hmm. And basically by getting a job, that means you're going to change the trajectory of not only that person, but their family and the community they live in. And so why did I go to college? I went to college so I could be a community college president. That's a job that I wanted.
Interesting. So you went to college with that in mind?
Yes, I did.
That's amazing.
Yes,
well, congratulations on accomplishing your goal.
Yes.
So what was your career path?
I got a degree and I got a PhD in educational leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
From where?
From SIU in Carbondale, Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, Southern Illinois and Carbondale. Undergrad degree in Kentucky at Murray State, both undergrad and masters.
Okay.
And so forth. And I was saying one of them was in theater and communication on the undergrad degree, and the other one was
you're a performer on the
I don't know about that, but the other was in educational leadership for masters, and I just continued that track on with a PhD.
Okay.
But I knew, and I was fortunate, and I will tell you, and this is what I think happens today. I was fortunate enough to have two good mentors who followed the same track, so I had a pathway I could look at. And then secondly, I was fortunate to have a real good faculty member that was engaged with me and concerned about my success.
Those are invaluable.
Sure.
What was inside of you that said, hey, I want to be in the community college space?
I would have been a great community college student, but I didn't. I went straight to Murray, but it took me about a year to get on track on what I want to do with my career path. And I thought I would have done better in smaller classes that were focused on not being taught by a graduate assistant, but actually focused in smaller classroom size.
Okay.
That was appealing to me.
Well, I wasn't going to share this story, but I will. So I went to USF, got a degree in finance eventually, but had to take the accounting prereqs. Accounting 101. I took it at USF.
Okay.
500 people. Didn't love accounting.
Right.
And worked harder than I had in most classes and got a B. And at that time, I didn't get many Bs. And one of my friends was like, "Are you going to be an accountant?" And I said, I have no desire to be an accountant. He said, "Take 102 at HCC." 30 people in the classroom. Teacher asked me to be the teacher's assistant. And I'm like, I would have loved to, but yes. But no, so my experience there for that one class was fantastic. And that intimate small class, just the one-on-one and the interaction with the professor, I mean, was fantastic.
Good.
That's what you can't get that with 500 people.
You can't get that with 500 people. Yes. Same experience I had too.
What's the biggest shift that you've seen in the students as well as the
technology,
the work you all do? Technology in 15 years? Okay.
The influence on technology on higher education or education as a whole has shifted dramatically. For example, I'll give you a great example. And not that I'm old, but I'm older. Very seldom did you see a lot of online classes and so forth now. And that has shifted dramatically. And the student performance has shifted dramatically. People who took online classes used to always struggle about how do I maintain the self-discipline to be successful in the class. But right now, that's not the case at all.
Did that shift after COVID?
COVID helped, but it was going in that direction at the first place. I mean, it was going in that way before COVID. I will tell you, the college, I think before COVID, we were probably doing about 15 to 20% of our instructional delivery online. Now probably we're doing about 35 to 40 online.
Is that right?
Yes, an option to do it. Most people are doing a combination of, I will come and take one online class and one on-campus class, or a combination of. And the technology has increased. I mean, the technology has changed. I mean, it's amazing when you go into our interactive classrooms how real. I think about taking a biology and I had to dissect a frog.
Yeah.
And doing that frog, I could never find a little vein. They've given him dye and you can never find the little veins. Man, you can go in the interactive classroom. You can make it as big as you want to so you can see it if you wanted to. But literally, the technology enhancement has been just amazing.
Do you see, in terms of the performance between online and in person, is there a big disparity?
No. That's
exactly.
That's the first thing we start looking at. What's happening to them? Students now has the discipline to do the work. And they have the tools where they can research, use tutorial help, and things like that to be successful.
That's so interesting. I mean, I love to hear that. The flexibility is great. Just personal anecdote. I mean, I took an online class, hated it. This is a long time ago.
Right.
So I know technology is different, and I feel like a zombie when I'm on a Zoom call. Like,
you have to make yourself disciplined enough to listen, learn, and do the work, because there's nobody asking you, turn this in. It's almost like a contract. Here's what we have to do. These are going to be the times they're going to be delivered. And you have to, but the beauty of it, you can replay it over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
If you need it.
Or, I'm also guilty of like reading a book and reading the page and then looking back. I finish, I'm getting ready to turn, and I'm like, I don't know what I just read. Do it again. If you're online, I just missed the last 30 seconds. Let me wind that back.
It is, I always say, it is just a way of doing business. It's almost like online banking. Very seldom do people come in to do their banking in person that much now, mostly done online. I mean, I remember my father, who owned a small company, and I can never forget, I used to work for him as a kid. I was free labor, by the way. He worked for him. But he would rush to the bank before Friday to make sure he can get payroll in and payroll checks out and so forth.
Yeah, now
and I never go to the bank.
Online. We've got remote deposit cash where you just put in your checks, it scans it all.
Right.
Yes.
I bought a CD online, just say, I want to buy this and just do it, and just like
Didn't
that.
Have to come in, yeah.
So same scenario.
Yeah.
Same thing about the
meeting your students where they want to
come in.
Right. So is there, 2 or 3 initiatives that are really kind of hot buttons, for you that you're working on for the next few years?
Well, yes. And I won't mention this, but there's
besides figuring out how you're going to fit in with the Rays.
Right. Besides figuring out if the Rays are coming. The only thing that basically when I'm trying to ensure that the college keep moving itself in the right direction, I am definitely want to ensure that the college is tied to the economic health of Hillsborough County. And as the economic as the economy grows here, we want to be one of the reasons why that growth is occurring. So someone asked me when I first came here, if you look back 10 years after being here and you want to say, how would you measure whether or not you were successful or not? And the answer was very simple to me. I said that is the number of degrees that we offer. Because degrees put you on the pathway for a job.
And it's 200 something?
We were offering about 3,000 degrees in 2010. Last year, we were over 8,000.
No kidding.
Degrees and certification.
So this is number, not number of individuals.
Number of individuals.
Numbers of degrees.
Degrees.
Wow.
Now, the 200 number, since you mentioned 200 number, we have a dual enrollment. You've heard of dual enrollment program?
Yeah.
We have a dual enrollment program that we have over 8,000 students enrolled in that. And every year at graduation, we have about 200 to 250 that complete their associate degree.
Excellent.
Before they complete their high school degree.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah,
it's a great partnership with the Hillsborough County school system.
Okay, so 10 years from now, I don't know if you're still going to be president.
No.
That was fast.
No. That is not my plan.
That's not the plan.
That's not the plan.
But if you had to envision, 10 years from now, this is what Hillsborough College is going to look like, what would that be?
I will tell you, it would be even more integrated with the situations like the Rays are talking about working side by side by business and industry, being a partner, being the trainer for that business and industry, having more sites more learning sites on their sites being delivered by us. And I still say, I think we will always have a place in this community because we meet a need that will always be needed.
Yes.
And that means accessibility.
We need workers,
Right, we need workers, but we're accessible and affordable. Right.
The fact that you haven't increased tuition in that long is really remarkable.
It is remarkable.
Well,
there's been some challenges now. I won't tell you that. There's been some challenges.
Now, and a couple stats that before we wrap up, I did want to at least share, but 84% graduation rate?
Yes.
Do I have that number right?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Economic impact, 1.3 billion.
Yeah.
And growing.
Yes.
How is that measured?
That's measured through 3 or 4 metrics. One is measured by our operation from the college. The college budget is about $290 million. Wow. And so from the operation of the college itself but the main thing is the number of graduates that we're producing and the number of people. I mean, I think that if you look at our graduates and the things that they are doing in this county, their economic impact, just their rate alone is nearly $856 million, I think is a number somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's a combination of things, looking at that. Also a combination of, think about it, there's a highly correlation between people who graduate from college and health.
Yes, yeah.
And if we don't have to spend money on going to the hospitals or being in healthcare, think about it.
Right.
That means that we can do something elsewhere, like going out to dinner or doing something, we can do something differently. It too has economic impact for doing that.
No, that's a great point.
So it's several metrics they go through to make that happen. In fact, we're just finishing another study now, and hopefully we'll have another study. But one of the things about it is that think about it. If every dollar that the state invests on us, they get 17.1% return on their investment.
That's a great investment, I'll tell you.
Also, every dollar that a student invests in us, they get nearly $5 and some return on their investment.
Not bad either.
I wish that I could do that on the stock market.
No kidding. We all do. Yeah, I wouldn't be working right now if that was the case. Dr. Atwater, anything else you want to add for our viewers?
Hey, listen, I just want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to come in to talk about Hillsborough College. It's a great place. I will say that. I always say that. And only thing I would say, come see us. If you have a need, have an educational need, if you're looking to pursue a career change or re-careering, we're the place to start.
Well, you got 5 campuses. You're easily accessible. You're affordable.
Yes.
And just appreciate all you're doing in the community. So thank you.
Thank you.
People want to do that. Where would you direct them? To the website?
To the website.
Okay.
Start on the website, hcfl.edu.
Simple. All right. Got rid of that other C.
Yes, we did.
Dr. Atwater, thanks for coming to Money Market.
And thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
You can find the Money Market podcast and Bank of Tampa online and at YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and on X. Before you leave, make sure you like, follow, subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you around in the Money Market.